This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America. Hello, we're getting just a little bit late start tonight, but it's going to be a good show, I assure you. My name's Tom Medlin, W5KUB, and you're tuned in to Amateur Radio Roundtable. We meet every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. What is that, Katie? What's that, your time?
It's 7 o'clock out here.
7 o'clock Katie's time and 6 o'clock out there in that other area out on the West Coast. Let's see. I want to say hello to our listeners on WBCQ, a very famous international shortwave station up in Monticello, Maine. We're on 5130 kilohertz. If you hear us tonight, send us an email and let us know where you are and how you're hearing our signal. Send that email to Tom at W5KUB.com. Tom at W5KUB.com. Also, if you're tuned in on shortwave, you can also join us if you have an internet connection. Just go to W5KUB.com. You can watch the video. You can join us in the chat room. And it'll be cool to have you here. Also, for everybody out there, at the top of our website, W5KUB.com, in the menu, there's a link for our Facebook. We'd love to have everyone join our Facebook group. This group is all about our webcast here. We've got about 5,000 people in the group now, and it's growing every day. And we look forward to having a lot of new members there. We've got a special show tonight, but first we've got some sad news, and I just wanted to briefly let everyone know this that has not heard the news yet. Let me change here to a picture, and this is a picture of Charlie Emerson, N4OKL. Charlie is a silent key. He passed away on January 14th, and the Hamfest Association, the Huntsville Hamfest Association, on their website announces the passing of Charlie on January the 14th of an apparent heart attack. Charlie was the current president of the Huntsville Hamfest Association, a position he had held for many years. Under Charlie's leadership, Huntsville Hamfest maintained its growth and position in the amateur radio industry as one of the top Hamfest organizations in the nation. Man, it was really first class. Charlie had come to be the face and voice of Huntsville Hamfest among amateur radio equipment manufacturers, dealers, and attending ham radio operators. Charlie was N4OKL. He will be remembered as always laughing and telling jokes and acting as a peacemaker whenever necessary. Huntsville Hamfest was Charlie's pride and joy, and he never missed an opportunity to promote the show or ham radio. He was always anxious to support organizations in the development of young hams in areas of science and technology through ham radio. The loss of Charlie will leave a huge hole in the heart of the amateur radio community, as well as all those who knew him. Our heartfelt condolences go out to Charlie's wife, Nina, and the rest of his family. Despite this great loss to the Huntsville Hamfest organization, Huntsville Hamfest Board is dedicated to continuing the tradition of service to the amateur radio community by opening its doors as usual on the third week in August. They look forward to honoring Charlie's memory in August at the 2017 Huntsville Hamfest. So that's to let everyone know about our good friend Charlie, and he really was a good friend. So we're going to miss him. All right, let me jump over to Katie. Katie is back with us. Let's see if I can get this. There you go. Hey, Katie, how you doing tonight?
Hi, Tom. Good to be here.
What have you been doing lately? You been doing any hamming?
Yeah, I actually have been. The past couple of weeks I've been on and off, but on December 31st, which just happens to be my birthday, I like to get on the air as long as I'm home. And so this year I got on for a couple of hours and made about 128 QSOs. I like to give away Wyoming, and then New Year's Day got on the air as well. So right off the bat, got a local QSO and a DX. So I thought, well, that was a good start to the year, and trying to make an effort to get down here in the shack a little more often. And then Dwayne and I played in the Radio Roundup. We've got a couple plaques on the wall, and we were trying to keep our plaque on the wall for this coming year. Not sure exactly how we did, but at least based on the 3830 scores, it looks like we're holding at about 12th overall. So we're pretty pleased with that, considering the band conditions. Learned a few little tricks during the contest. One in particular was that, the band conditions definitely affected our ability to get some DX for our multipliers. We just couldn't hear them. And so even though we may have gotten some more QSOs and others, we didn't make the multipliers, and that hurts the point. So, you learn something every time you get on the air and try something new. And I'm hoping to try to get on the air this weekend for NAQP and give away Wyoming and collect up some other places. So yeah, trying to have as much fun as I can, and really helping to try to promote as much as possible. This being the year of the YL, the YLRL is really putting forth an effort this year to promote YLs on the air. And so hopefully you'll hear more YLs on the air, and please make QSOs with them, and look forward to some of our contests and activities, and just trying to be better female ambassadors on ham radio and having a good time with it. So that's kind of a quick rundown about what's been going on around here lately.
Well, that's great, and we want you to do a whole show on the YLs one night, so you start planning that.
Sounds good. All right. All you YLs that are watching, get ready. I'm going to be calling you.
Okay. So, Katie, we've got some special guests with us tonight, and why don't you tell us who they are, and let's talk to them.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Well, very excited to welcome our friends from the Dayton Hamvention tonight. Michael Kalter, Whiskey Charlie 8 India, and Ron Cramer. Ron, I don't have your call sign memorized yet.
You made a mistake.
I did. Whiskey 8 Charlie India?
Yeah, you said WC8, I believe.
Oh.
But I may be wrong.
I busted your call, Michael. I'm sorry.
Michael, let me just say something, Michael. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting the introduction here. I busted Katie's call a couple times myself, so it's okay. It's okay. And let me say one more thing. When I was talking to Michael about having him on the show, all the previous times Michael wanted me to be on there with them, but this time he specifically asked for Katie. He says, I want to be on with her, make sure she's there. So Katie, go ahead and go back into your introduction.
All right, well, I'm going to start again since I kind of blew it right off the bat. See what happens when I only come on every couple of weeks or so. So I'm pleased to introduce Michael Kalter, Whiskey 8 Charlie India, and Ron Cramer, Kilo Delta 8 Echo November Juliet. Michael is the treasurer for the Dayton Hamvention, and Ron is this year's general chairman. And they have had quite the project going with them this year with their new home, and really excited to hear from them tonight about all of the additional updates that we haven't heard lately. So with that, I'll turn it over to you guys and start telling us what's new that we don't know yet.
And let me just say one thing. Since we didn't get to talk pre-show, Michael, I've got is the pictures from your hamvention.org website. You have some great pictures on there, and I'll be happy to scroll through those pictures if you want to describe certain pieces. And if it's not important, we can just go past it. So you tell me when you want some pictures or anything. And hey, Ron sent a really nice something tonight. I don't think anybody else has seen it yet. I've got it for you. So go ahead, Michael and Ron. Go ahead.
First off, thank you for having us on the program. It's always a pleasure, Tom, to be on your program and have the opportunity to let people know what's happening in Hamvention. And great to see Katie again, and yet another amateur radio opportunity that she has taken. And I didn't know it was is it the year of the YL? I did not know that. So Ron and I were thinking, well, maybe we should work something in Hamvention with that. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be on the program. And one of the things I want to say right away is that it appears that some of the information is slow to come. One of the things that we don't do is release information unless we're sure of it, because that would be harder for us to walk things back. and we are really trying to do some very definite things to get good information out to people. It's a major, major undertaking, and we have 86 committee leaders. Those are committee leaders, and 650 volunteers, and nobody gets paid, not myself, not Ron, and as you know, it's a real labor of love, and in Dayton, and with the Dayton Amateur Radio Association, which has members all over the world. They want to do everything they can, as we do, to assure that this will be a 5-star event. So I'm hoping that we do get some questions from your chat room or phones or however you want to do that. Once again, Tom, I know we've been friends for a long time, and Katie, you and I have been friends for quite a while too. Stretch back quite a ways, probably in the last century. I don't know. Anyway, and I really liked that you said something about Charlie Emerson, and we and DARA, he was a good friend to us, and we never see ourselves like with any other amateur radio event, ham fest, or a hamcation. We're all friends, and we want the best for each other, and we trade. One of the other events wants information, we freely give it to them. How do we do this and how do we do that, as they have for us. And Charlie, I don't know if I sent you a picture of Tom, you interviewing him and I several years ago, and I think you had real dark hair back then. I'm not sure.
Maybe. And I do have.
We both did.
I do have that picture.
At any rate, it was very touching, and I just can't imagine the grief that that Huntsville folks are going through, because what a wonderful man, what a big heart. I just wanted to have a moment to say that, because I saw him. I was in Japan this year for the event, a radio event there, and I didn't get to go see him in Huntsville, but I did see him last year in Orlando as well. And he just, boy, what a ball of energy he was, and all about helping people. Heart as big as the state of Alabama. So anyway, we do have some more information here. So let's just kind of kick it to Ron. Let's talk a little bit more about the flea market and what that's going to look like. Is that all right with you? Any questions, comments, Katie?
No, that sounds great. I know people are chomping at the bit to hear about the flea market.
Yeah, they're wanting to see the map, and I know, Ron, you sent me a secret map tonight. It doesn't even have numbers on it yet.
It actually, if you blow that up, you can find numbers on it.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're tiny in that picture. I can't read them
Wow.
without blowing them up. But no, just 2 days ago, they finished up the layout for the flea market, and we are ready to go. They're going into our bookkeeping software, and as soon as that is complete, it will go on the website. So I know people have been extremely anxious about the flea market, and I understand that. But like Michael said, I've made it really a policy that we don't hand out any information that we can't back up. If it's changing information or not set yet, I don't want to see it out there. And I know people may not understand that, but it is hard to backtrack and clean that up. I've already done that this year. So, but this is, the flea market is very important to us. We are working hard at it. I don't know whether you can bring that map up for people to see.
I can't. Here it is. That's the flea market map that you sent me, right?
That's correct.
Oh, man. Oh, and you said there are numbers on it? Wow.
Oh, it's very hard to see. You have to blow it up quite a bit. To about 200%, you can start to see numbers.
Wow.
No, this gives you an idea. We are using the complete inside of the track, except for the tractor pull area up in the upper. It's in the middle. That's it. So you see the track area, and that's pure mud.
Wow.
So we don't want anyone in there. But we have laid this out. We have a lot of booths inside the track. We have along the inside of the track, around it, we have booth space. On the outside of the track, we have booth space there. We have an area just to the northwest of the track that we're using, and that probably will still increase. There are two areas, two rows to the left that will have, that'll be all a tented area that we will be selling.
Well, talk about the tent.
Okay, the tents. Actually, we have a couple of different kinds of tents. We will have some pole tents, and we will have frame tents. Most everything is going to be frame tent, just to give us more space and increase the look of what's going on. Going to be hundreds of feet, thousands of feet of space in tent.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of questions. I'm sure they're gonna be coming in, and we'll take them right now through the chat room, because if we tie the phone line up, somebody's gonna get on here and talk for like 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Not good. That's coming from the Skype connection. Guys, we may have to call you back. We may have to. We'll see if it clears up. Okay, we're gonna call you back, and Katie, I'll call you back too. Here we go. Looks like the internet messed up on us. Let's see if we can get him back on here. All right, everybody, just stand by. We'll figure this out in just a minute.
Hello.
Hello, Katie. Stand by. Let me see if I can add Michael back on here.
Okay.
Add people. Wow, it's not liking. Let's see if it's going to go. I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. There we go. All right, we've got everybody back. Michael, say something. Okay.
We are back here. We see you.
Okay. Oh, okay. You see you. Okay. Here, there's me. All right. So did you guys hear the noise too a minute ago when things went bad? Did you guys hear the noise a minute ago?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I still hear a little bit of it.
Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, but we'll pick up right here. And again, Ron, I've got so many pictures that we can show the fairgrounds there, and we've got the drone picture, the video, and we've got we got several things here. So, but let me turn it back to you, Ron. Sorry about the interruption, but the internet just dropped us.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the flea market, and I just wanted to go into the types of tents that we are having. We will have the frame, different names. chalets, nice, totally open area. We also have.
It's air conditioning, correct? Or,
don't know that yet.
Okay.
It's still working on that.
Okay.
We also can use like the circus tents. They have the pole that's in the middle. We may be using some of those just because they're on the grass and we can get a little more height out of those. So yes, we are trying to make a lot of very usable space for everyone that's going to be using them. And actually we are having some tents. We'll have quite a bit of area to expand on the inside exhibit space. As you know, everybody has seen that we have a little less inside space than we've had in the past, but we're making up for it. We're doing everything we can to make it be as large as last year, other previous years, the previous 52 years.
Now, Ron, you're talking about some tents.
Yes.
Are any of those going to be for outside vendors, or is this to complement the inside vendors?
Both.
Okay.
We'll have tents in an area close to the inside exhibits area. We'll also have tents over near the flea market area.
So, I've been coming up here 36 years and outside many years, and it might just rain one day.
It might. We actually up at the Fairgrounds and Exposition Center last week, and it was raining pretty hard.
And it had rained.
So I guess my question is, as you sell these flea market spaces outside, I guess you'll have different price for covered versus uncovered.
That's correct.
Okay.
But we were out in the grass, no covering at all, and it was solid. It was just extremely solid. So there, people that have asked about a mud situation, won't happen.
Well, if I can add to that, just a few days ago, we had a meeting there, and they were doing some more, bringing in some more fiber lines for the high-speed internet that is going in. And they had several trucks there, and they were working in all this rain, and it had rained actually inches of rain before that, and they had their trucks out on this stuff. They had out on the grounds, and they were digging. They were working right through it, and nobody was getting stuck, and there wasn't any big mud issues. So we were actually, I hate to see guys working in the rain, but we need the work done. But it did not create any kind of what we would think would be any kind of a traffic problem for vehicles. And these were big trucks too.
All right. Okay, let me throw a picture. I see there's a question about forums. Where are the forums going to be? I think, let's see. No, maybe I don't have it here. There we go.
Okay.
Can you see that, Ron?
Yes, I can. In the lower left corner, forums A, B. There's another forum C that's going to be behind the administration building, right in the middle bottom of the picture. And off the picture, a little bit to the right, behind the grandstand, there is another former dining hall that's now become forum area D. So we will have 4 different areas. The A and B can hold up to 450 people. C and D can hold up to 150 in each place. So we'll have plenty of rooms for forums. Actually, they have revamped the schedule, the forum schedule, and we have added more forums this year. So I think you'll be able to find something to learn this year.
In a good space.
And in a good space. All of those, A and B, those are both carpeted areas. It's actually one building that can be divided into half. Good audio in there. It is temperature controlled. So I think people will be happy with the forums areas.
Well, that's good. Now here's a question, and I'm just going to hit you with questions, and we're going to kind of interrupt you, but we're gonna cover a lot of stuff tonight. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. A question about restrooms. Where are the restrooms? Now, if I look at these buildings, Building 2 looks like the only one's got a restroom in it.
No, there are restrooms there. There's a restroom in the administration building and in the forums building.
Okay.
Forums A, there are restrooms there.
And I'm sure you will be supplementing that with, what, the little portable buildings?
We'll have the little portable buildings, plus we're working on having some of the trailers come in with multiple rooms in them. Might make it a little nicer for people.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So, so you'll have restrooms probably around these buildings that we're seeing here to supplement the buildings.
They will be scattered from the main entrance all the way through to the flea market.
And out in the flea market, that's a pretty big flea market. I guess you'll scatter them out there.
That is a big flea market. There will be restrooms out there. There will also be food trucks out there.
That's
so
cool.
We'll have food and drink. You don't have to fight your way back to the main area.
And I would imagine, excuse me, another question that people would have is, okay, I'm going to use a scoot around. I'm going to rent a scoot around there. Can I get around there on the scoot around? Actually, we've already checked with the scoot around provider, and should be absolutely no problem. They use these things at different races and things like that where they have to go on the infield or wherever, and the bigger tires provides even a better stability. So we think we got that one covered as well.
And we'll have the grass mowed very tight. We're asking them to run a roller through there just to compact the ground even more. Even though it's solid, we just want to make sure that there's no freezing and thawing, raising up little bumps to run over.
So also the thing about most all the land there at where we're going to have at the Expo Center is that it's very, very well drained. In where the flea market is going to be, they have their events there, rain, shine. They have, I know they've had demolition derbies in there and a lot of different events, and they have to be able to go with it. So they've really put in a lot of thought about drainage into this area. And then I'd also like to, Ron, why don't you tell them about parking too? That's a pretty interesting situation.
Well, it is. We're doing all of the parking on site this year. It's going to be to the west of the fairgrounds proper. This is an area that's owned by the county, but we'll be parking out in there, and we'll be able to handle most all traffic that's possible. What we are in the process of doing right now is we have a 32-acre off-site parking area that's available to us, and we're going to shuttle from there. So people that don't want to fight the traffic coming in, they can park out there and take the bus in, and it's only about less than 10 minutes away from the fairgrounds.
That's cool.
The other thing I want to say about parking is that is the price of the ticket this year is $22, and that includes free parking this year. So
you can't beat that.
No, I don't think so. And the other question is, well, you're going to end up parking. What if I have to park out in Timbuktu? How am I going to get in? And we've got that covered. We'll have plenty of shuttles
and golf carts.
Right, and so that when you're even, you buy a big piece of equipment and you want to take it to your car, we can quickly get a cart and get you out to your car with the item that you purchased and then bring you right back in. And so we really, I guess all in all, what we're trying to say is we really want to we're planning to have a 5-star event.
No, we will have
Well, that's
a 5-star event.
Yeah.
that's great that that you'll have like a golf cart that can help people carry stuff out that they purchase and carry it out to where they're parking. Question: can large vendors buy as many spaces as they want? You know, I know some of these vendors probably have 6, 8, 10, 12 spaces. Is that still going to happen this year?
Some even more, and we're working with them to make as much space available as they need. Some people are questioning, you know, how many spaces they need, and as long as they work with our inside exhibits chair, he can sort of help them in that process, and who they want to be around and not be around, that always comes up. But he's very qualified to help make some of those decisions.
Well, you know, it makes sense now, the fact that you will be putting up nice tents to supplement the indoor there, that basically your indoor can be as many spaces as people want now, right? You just put it up.
Right.
I think you've got the room there.
And if you think about the way that Hera Arena was laid out, it was they actually had a lot of wasted space in there. And when people go adding up or checking the square footage, they forget that a great big middle section of that was used for food vending, and people would sit at chairs and that. And then another thing that actually counted in their square footage was all the seats that were in the main room, and then you have that dead space of the, you know, like maybe unnecessary hallways and ramps and things like that. We've eliminated all of that, and there won't be any food sold inside the buildings. We have a good plan for that. We have the opportunity to bring in some really good food vending, and there's a lot of food trucks in the area that really produce some really good food, and we actually have the final say on who's going to come in. So, I mean, we'll have everything from junk food.
Not too much junk food. Sorry.
And then we are also going to have places for people to sit. You know, because one of the big things about amateur radio operators, when you get together, they like to sit and talk a little bit. Let's go find a place to sit down and eat. So we have all that covered as well, and we're bringing in more picnic tables and benches and things like that, and kind of strategically placing them so people can take a break and enjoy their meal. And we will also be serving alcoholic beverages there. Nothing stronger than wine. That will be beer.
Just beer.
No wine?
No wine.
Oh,
Sorry.
You changed it.
Sorry.
Well, okay.
Backtrack that one.
Hey,
Right, that'll make
Katie,
Jill happy.
I was
She's been
gonna
asking about the beer.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Katie's still around. She's been really quiet. Katie, you've been really quiet. Jump in here anytime you want to, okay?
I was just celebrating the beer truck, so.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll be working, so no beer for me during the show.
All right. A lot of people are wanting to see pictures, and again, we've got Joe Eisenberg. I know he was up there a couple weeks ago, and he sent me some pictures, but I only picked a couple of the ones he sent me because he sent snow everywhere, and I don't think anybody wants to go up there with snow all over the ground.
Not too much snow when he was here. It was fairly nice that day.
Yeah, I think here's one that Joe took. That's in one of the inside buildings.
That's right. They have that building cleared out now, except for that seating area, and that will all be moved in February. So all the buildings will be empty in February. Then they can go ahead. They're going to do. They have spray washers that they're going to be using. Everything is disinfected. It will be clean and dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's another. This building looks a little bit higher class than the last one I showed.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
The high class thing is that they aren't quite all prepped yet, and they will all. The last one you saw, it is. They're power washing everything, making sure the walls are completely clean, the ceilings, everything. We are adamant on making sure that happens, and they and the expo people are going to make that happen. They're working on it almost daily. And it's been a big job for them. It is happening.
Vendor parking nearby, or are we out in the general lot?
It depends on how much you want to pay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
He's kidding. He's kidding.
That's
Don't
going to
listen
happen.
to that. No, we have vendor parking for inside exhibits right behind the buildings for the trucks, and as much car parking as we can put in there, but mostly that will be trucks used for restocking. Outside the fence will be the rest of the parking. It's close, and like Michael was saying, we have the golf carts to help get you into where you need to go. We have the people movers. There will be tractors there with wagons, and they'll be hauling people around. So none of the parking is very far away. It's a big area, yes, but you're not very far away from anything.
Yeah, I think the vendors will be, you know, when you bring in trucks and trailers, I think they're going to be real happy with where they get to park and how close they can get in. And there's large roll-up doors on most all the buildings. And I do want to say something about the flow. There's been a lot of thought about the people flow through the Hamvention and how all that will work. You know, nice big aisles and moving from one building to another, and there's covered walkways, as you could probably see from the overhead pictures. And there's going to be a lot of room in between there, and we're still trying to figure out how we're going to use all this room, if we even need it at this point. So I think that we have some pretty exciting things, and I guess I can't emphasize enough. I would like the amateur radio community who's been to Hamvention and has supported Hamvention to give, to not just poo-poo it, because we are full force going to have this 5-star event. And there's not a day that goes by. Ron and I just finished our board meeting and came right here, that's why we're a few minutes late. And we still have a club to run as well as put this on. And the people in our club are doing everything they can. So we want to ask the amateur radio community to give us a chance and hang with us, because there's more information coming out very soon too that you on the website. So Ron, why don't you talk a little bit about the website here?
Yeah, and hey, but first let me ask you, this is an important question that came in. Pepsi or Coke?
Well, if I had my way about it, it'd be Diet Pepsi. But
Oh man, I gotta have Coke, guys. If you want me up there, it's gotta be Coke.
Hey, actually, another quick question, guys, before we go into some other details, if you don't mind. I've seen it a couple of times pop up in the chat room. Do you have a time commitment with the folks in Xenia for how long you'll be at the fairgrounds? Like, you're going to be there, say, for the next 5 years, and then DARA will figure out the plans from there on, or is that public information?
The way I look at it is we do have a time commitment, 3 years.
Okay.
That's a contract. But if, I see this as a new home for us. We were at the last venue for 52 years. We don't make changes lightly. And as much work as we are putting into this, we started from the ground up. And it's all the details that were taken care of by Hera, many years ago. We don't have that luxury anymore. So it's been from the ground up, a lot of detail work, finding, thinking of ways that things could go wrong, making sure we're covered. Like Michael said, we have 80-some people that are chairs that are working on this daily. A lot of those people have full-time jobs. I've lucked out in that area. I am retired, but I'm working like 2 full-time jobs right now. But it will work. It will work. So we appreciate all the patience that people are giving us. We know change is something that people are resistant to. but I think if we're given a chance, I think they'll love the new place.
I think
Look.
so too. You know, so many, I think where it's almost like when you get, constructive criticism or someone complains about your service, it's because they care about it. And that's how I've been seeing all of the feedback, is that everyone loves Hamvention and wants to see it continue. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm perfectly happy that we have a new home and that it's going to continue. I think the worst thing for all of us hams would be if Hamvention went away. So I think, where people are concerned if it's, going to be there for long term, we just want to make sure we still have a Hamvention every year to go to.
I like that. We need to just capture what she said on the website.
Hey, let's do this real quick, and we got as much time as we need. But I know you're going to mention your website, hamvention.org. Everybody needs to go there. I know you're still updating it, and you can talk about that. But can we go through a few of the pictures? Kind of just throw some flash pictures up there, and see if you can tell us what it is, and describe it, and maybe describe it in 15 words. Let's see how that works, because people are really wanting to see what it looks like up there. So
I can probably do it in 15. Michael might take a little bit longer.
all right. So look, there's a picture. What is that?
That's a Jeep.
You know the model? I know. Okay.
This is a picture of the track area. The Jeep is actually on the track.
The flea market area.
Flea market area.
Uh-huh.
So the flea market's going to be in that green area there. That's the dirt track that goes around it.
That's correct.
And you can see the buildings at a distance. So this is really some acreage there.
Oh, it is.
108 acres.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to flip through some real fast here, and when you get bored, just stop me.
Okay. That's a better picture of the track.
That is a road that. Well,
Oh, I'll go back. Okay, that's a road.
right, that's an internal road that goes up to the probably to the main offices. It won't be used for any road area. This is up near the building itself, and this will be an area that we're looking at to put tents. It's a nice level area and it's well drained.
So would the tents be on asphalt, or
Yes.
would they have dirt?
Right. Mhm.
Probably asphalt. That's good.
That building, that's
the pool
swimming
building.
pool. Yeah, that we probably won't use that. That's
okay.
Going to be a handicapped parking area or just a flat surface parking area there. We won't use that building. That's a swimming pool in there that's abandoned. Okay.
What about this area? This grass?
I gotta figure out where he took a picture.
It's,
Okay, that's all part of that'll all be part of the parking area.
That's going to be your free general parking, I guess.
Yeah,
That will hold
correct.
a lot of cars.
Well, and I know people look at it and go, oh my gosh, it'll be just like that field across the street from here. These are owned by the county, and they put a lot of money into them to get them drained right, because they have
Soccer.
right. They have a lot of soccer games there. I mean, and the county's generously let us use that. And that, as far as the eye can see, is more parking area. And
Yeah.
these pictures aren't doing it justice how big it is.
Right.
And this, back up,
Do we go back? Okay.
I want to know what those are. That's a shot of the buildings from that's probably from near the street.
This is at the main entrance or entrance 1. And off to the left, the green area there near us is where we'll be doing staging for the flea market.
Right.
The horses have to work out during, they're going to work from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So we will be able to start moving people in at 6 a.m., but we needed a staging area for those people that arrive early. The farthest part of that green area on the last picture, that is part of the flea market area that's outside the track.
Okay.
This is building number 5, and it's a smaller area. a smaller building than the main three buildings. Good place for display work.
Yeah, it's a nice, actually, it's one of my favorite buildings.
It's one of the newer buildings. And all the buildings are new. They're all less than 10 years old. There was a tornado that went through and leveled the place many years ago.
If you look at the history of Xenia, Ohio, if you look back in 1974, there was a tornado that went through an F6, I think it was, and it just took out everything. I mean, it leveled so many houses, and if you get a chance to look it up, it is pretty devastating what happened. And then about 10 years ago or so, there was another tornado came through and just wiped out the fairgrounds, and so gave an opportunity to really upgrade and
sounds like the fairgrounds is kind of in the target.
Well, let's talk about that a minute. That is the way Southern Ohio is. If anybody who understands Ohio knows we get very, very intense storms, and we partner with the Weather Service, and we are going to get special forecasting for this event to make sure that if anything's coming, and I know Ron's working with a lot of the emergency EMS people for contingency plans and things like that. So, we are actually aware of the weather, but we've made some arrangements to have good weather that week.
We are still working on that, but that will happen. Good weather.
All right. Hey, is this a paved area out in front of the buildings?
Yeah, it's all paved, right.
And that's kind of in the center between all the buildings, I suppose. I think.
Right.
Yeah. Don't the buildings? Yeah. Is that in the center? In the center of the buildings, right there. Is that what we're looking at? Right there.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Looks like that's the entrance.
This is out by the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is the exit at the gate 1. Actually, to the left of that little building on the left side is the entrance for the vendors for flea market.
Okay.
For the drive-in, just to the right is where they will stage. This gate is.
Yeah, will you have additional? You'll have multiple gates open for in or out.
We'll have more gates open, but I don't think we'll have every gate open that they have.
Okay.
That might be. Go back to that last picture, please.
Trying to figure out where that's at.
That's
this is the entrance to the track. This is to the left of that last picture.
All right.
There's a little building on the right side, and they'll enter across that road, go through that gate, and be right on the track.
I guess that's one of the entries. Maybe.
Yeah, that's coming back. Please go back to that. I believe that's headed back towards. See the gate up front, the white gate. That's to the road. Okay. And that's one of the ways. That's a road in. That's probably a flea market entrance there.
This place is huge. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, and without some of those landmarks, it's hard for us to tell.
Yeah. Again, grassy area.
I don't know
parking.
Which one it is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll have
more and more
grass area that will be other things.
I see some picnic tables.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more than that, and a lot more covered space than that. So
that area is between the forums area, A, B, and C. This building.
Well,
back up if you want to. Let us look at this building a second.
All right. It's an L-shaped building. That may be one that you're not going to use. I don't know.
This is a building that's the extension office on the left-hand side of that. This is right behind the grandstand.
Okay. Power. Are the flea market areas going to have power?
No. There is minimal power inside the track area. We will have power on the outside of the track area. There will be some. Of course, there will be for the inside vendors and the inside vendor tents. They will definitely have power.
I see some parking places marked off here.
I think this is a side area.
Right. That's where we're going to have the different tents and the pavilions in there. That's just another view of it. That's another view of the same thing.
Same thing. That's, the tents will run between those islands of trees.
That's a drop-off point right there, where there's a circle lane and you're getting really, that's a better shot of it. That could be a drop-off point if people want to drop their friends off and then go park. We might be able to do that, but that's going to be more of a delivery zone there. And
the tractors, as they come through, will drop people
they'll
there.
drop them off there. Okay.
Right. And that's right next to the pedestrian entrance to Hamvention.
Is there a PA system to cover the entire grounds?
Entire grounds, yes, there is, and it works extremely well. I did happen to hear it when I was attending the fair up there this summer, and it's very clear, easy to hear.
Okay. Looks like a gate.
That's the entrance.
Yeah, that's the main pedestrian entrance. That circle that we looked at a few minutes ago is right out there to the left of the building, behind that building.
Yeah, it looks like it's is all the property fenced in?
I don't know why he's got that. That's,
I don't know.
That's a neighbor or something there. That's an edge of property edge.
All right, we probably already talked a lot about this. Let's see. That's pretty good size. And you can see one of the covered walkways between the buildings there.
Right. You can see the big doorways there, the big roll-up doors, and you can see the big vents on top the buildings, the air movers, air handlers.
And the area in the bottom of the picture, that's part of the area where trucks are going to be parking for the inside exhibits.
This is the back side, so you can get an idea how close you can actually park your trucks.
Another question, where will be the Sunday prize drawing location, where everybody kind of, sits around like they did in the arena? And
well, we have a place to sit around just like the arena. It's over in the grandstand, which is just to the north of the flea market area.
All right, I think we got a picture of that coming up, or I do now. This looks like the RV area, part of the RV area.
This is the RV area, and we have plenty of spaces. There are still spaces left, and they just need to call anyone planning to RV there. They just need to call the fairgrounds. They are taking care of that for us.
So they have hookups, sewer and power.
Right, and water.
And water, yeah.
Mike or Ron, you guys mentioned something about the some of the infrastructure still being put in place, like for Wi-Fi. I know that's one issue when you get so many people together. Everybody's on their cell phones, and for me personally, for work, I'm gonna want to be doing some Facebook Live or Periscope, and if the cell service isn't great, it makes it quite choppy. So I'm just, purely a selfish question here. Can I do my job when I'm at Hamvention this year?
I have to drink beer.
Service is going to be great there. We just brought in, the county actually just brought in the internet service, high-speed internet service, and there's a large, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know the exact specifications.
Hey, Mark, I'd be very interested if you can get that and get it back to me. When the size pipe, what how many megabits, or whatever. That'd be cool to know.
Yeah. It turns out that our new assistant general chairman is he runs an IT company, one of the best IT companies around the region, and he is completely on top of this situation for us. As a matter of fact, we had a meeting over there, and then we all decided to go to lunch, and he said, well, I got a really good opportunity to meet with the electricians and that how we're going to hook up all this internet. So he's really on it, and exciting to me is it's January, and I know it appears to people, oh, geez, they're just not getting that done. But it took the counties paying for it, and we're excited that it is happening as well. We're going to have AT&T is going to be in there with phone lines, phone drops to whoever needs them as well.
And we'll have hardwired internet also available. So you shouldn't have any problem with internet connection.
Okay,
Great.
let's see. Back to pictures.
Well, do you have any questions from your chat room?
Yeah, they're still coming in. Will there be any mobile cellular trucks? I guess cellular providers, trucks that are parked there. I think
augment the cell phones.
Yeah.
We've been talking about trying to make that happen, and I can't say for sure that we've got anybody 100% lined up, but there is people that are working on that right now, and because we recognize that could be an issue.
Another question: will you guys set up any kind of test bench where people can test stuff when they buy it?
I don't know if we ever done that. I think other people have done that.
I think smaller Hamfest have done that. I mean, hey, boy, you buy something, you might have to walk 25 acres to go test it. You're just going to have to trust the guy you buy it from.
Well, that's sort of been the rule of thumb at Hamvention, but I mean, it's a good idea, and Ron wrote it down, so we'll see if there's anything we can do.
Another one of those details that
sure hate to be liable. It's one of our guys says, yeah, it's okay, and then they take it home and it blows up. So anyway, the campground there, I know you got that picture up. That campground is really going to be pretty good. Actually, there's going to be I think there's even going to be a shower area there for people.
There is, yes,
and it's we're going to have those people have access to that. So let me back off. There's a forum room.
That was a forum. That's cool.
Yes.
Back up.
Back up another one.
There you go.
Unless we're just waiting for you.
Right there, or another one.
Our screen must be frozen.
Okay.
There's a delay between what happens also.
Anyway,
okay.
Those were forum rooms that you saw.
Okay.
So let's.
We'll get back to that. I think we saw enough pictures.
There's one of them.
I did see a question in the chat room asking if there's going to be an audio alley. I'm assuming that's something similar to however your inside exhibits folks will be arranging. I think that just became something that was known, but
there will be an audio alley. I hesitate to say much. It's not all sorted out yet, but yes, our people are working on it.
Great.
What else you got from the chat room?
Let's see.
Some people say they're not. Okay, well, it's showing green here now, so I think it may have cleared up.
Good where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Katie, give us a quick test. How's it looking here now?
It's back. Seems to be back, and Jeff says it's back. Someone said put another quarter in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, there was about a half a minute there. We were starting to see some packet loss or something. But anyway, okay, we're back. So, hey, great pictures, great explanation of the pictures. Wow. Let's see. The Sunday prize drawing, you said that's going to be there at the stands, I think.
Yes, in the grandstand.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are those stands going to be available for people to sit if they get tired? You going to have any area there?
Yes, they are. Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Great. Well,
Okay.
you guys will have a booth at Hamcation in a few weeks, correct? So anybody who's there can ask questions?
Right. So let me talk about Hamcation for a minute. Ron and I and Jim Cheaterman, our last year's general chairman, we're going to put on a forum there about Hamvention.
Great.
About history of Hamvention and more about what we're doing now. And we also, my friend Tim Duffy said, hey, I'll be part of that if you want. He's going to come in and support because he's been here several times. And Gordon West is going to be in there in our forum. And I want to say that, our friends down there that run the Orlando Hamcation, and they are our friends. We've really enjoyed getting to know them over the years. And they are so supportive of what we're doing. And we're really looking forward to going down there to Hamcation. It's a wonderful event, and we all learn from each other. So if you're planning on going to Hamcation and you want to know more about Hamvention and you want to see Ron up close, and we'll be there. We will have a forum there. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And also, not only will we be there, we'll be in Friedrichshafen this year. We'll be back in Tokyo. We'll be Huntsville, right?
And something on the West
CPAC,
Coast.
I think. CPAC, right. We're going to be in CPAC. So we've got a lot of things planned this year that we're going to get around because, we see that Hamvention and what we do and Dayton Amateur Radio Association, I guess we see our mission and our role as an important pillar in the amateur radio community. And the money that we make off of this, we give so much of it back to many organizations, and we support amateur radio in many different ways and different facets. So we are not shy about giving back. And I know people think, oh, what do you do with all that money? We have scholarships that we put that, and we buy clubs that are in trouble. We help them out. We have in form of grants. We have like our weather bureau, which is near here. We supplied them with all new radios and antennas because they supply, about 55 counties around here with weather information, and they depend on spotters. So we are really work closely with them. That's just to name a few. Tonight we there's a youth de-expedition that we are a major sponsor for. And tonight we met in our board, and we are definitely supporting them again this year. So completely across the board. And if it's a youth program, we supply plenty in terms of scholarships. ARRL is we see them as an important pillar in amateur radio as well, and we support them a lot. As a matter of fact, we even in our clubhouse we're going to have. I think a TI, the Teachers Institute here again, a couple of weeks here in the middle of the summer. So I'm asking for people to give us a chance, support Hamvention, because we certainly try to support many organizations with that. And we consider ourselves an important link in amateur radio and helping so many other organizations have enough funds to continue with. So. And I know as a treasurer, I write the checks, and I see that. And so you probably also wonder, why as a treasurer, what am I doing on this? Well, for years I've been actually, and still this year, the official spokesperson for Hamvention along with Ron. And I had the great fortune of being a general chairman for a few years and assistant general chairman. I've been working on this for many years, and the exciting thing is that to get the opportunity to move and start over again. I know Ron is like brand new into this, but we only allow a general chairman 2 years, and then he has to move off of it. And but actually after that time, you're ready to move off of it.
I tell you, the DARA does a great job. It's one of the great ham clubs in the country or in the world. Someone is asking, can they get up to...
We are discussing that right now. We're in discussion with it, and right now, I guess the best I can say is if you want to calculate how many more years you're going to live, we can accept your
Oh,
check.
that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Okay, let's see. I probably have two. Can I send you $20?
No, well, yeah, it'd be good for 2 years.
Oh.
But anyway, we're working on that, but that involves some policy changes and things like that, and we have a group working on that as well. So that's a good question.
I do need to renew my membership. I'm a member of DARA. Probably a lot of hams think, that they can't be a member of this club if they live, 2,000 miles away. But your yearly dues are so cheap, aren't they? Are they still $10 a year?
Yes.
$10, yes.
$10.
Yes.
And
so I could be a member living here in Wyoming.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that.
I'm a member here in Collierville, Tennessee.
Right. We have members in, from absolutely all around the world. So, and they come in, a lot of them will come in and volunteer, and are very great volunteers. I get phone calls from people all over the world, and they'll say, Michael, what can I do at Hamvention this year? Or, they want to be updated on things that are going on at Hamvention. Best I can give it to them. So before you go any further, I really wanted to talk about awards. And right now, the awards are still open. The nomination forms are. You can still get one. You go online to our Hamvention website, www.hamvention.org, and look. The information is there. If you know you're somebody or some club that is worth recognition, please get that in, because that's a pretty big deal for us, and we put on quite an event for that, and I think it's quite an honor to win one of those awards. And I think Tom, you won one once, I think, and I don't know. I think you hawked your trophy. I never see it.
No, I did. I got it. You're gonna make me take my earphones off. I gotta show it to you, but I'm real proud of it.
Yeah. Well, and our club won Club of the Year last year, the Rocky Mountain Ham Radio.
That's right.
And we were all very impressed with your club. And there's a lot of competition that goes on with that, Katie, and getting that award. And you guys, we learned from you all. There it is, Tom.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
There's not very many of those around.
No.
So
Cool.
and
Very nice.
Well deserved. But yeah, your club did a fantastic job, and you did a good job filling out the forms, and we were able to research it, and we look at so many different categories of why somebody should be Club of the Year, or why somebody should be Amateur of the Year, and it's not, this guy's got the biggest antenna in the neighborhood. It's people and clubs who have given back to amateur radio in a big way, and that big way could be just in a humanitarian sort of thing, like Barathi did back in the tsunamis, or like Tim Duffy has won, and Tim Duffy is outstanding with his giving back with the Contest University, and there's it can go on, and then our last year we had Joe Taylor, who's been so. There's a guy that won Nobel Prize in physics. But he's a very down to earth, and he's done and still does a lot for amateur radio. So those are the kind of people we're looking for, and and there's the different categories that we have. So please take a look at that, and because that's something I think is really important to recognize our clubs and our outstanding amateurs.
And you need to do that very soon.
Right.
It's coming to a close. We will be meeting, the committee will be meeting and making that choice very soon.
Right. So, anyway, I think we've talked about most of the other things that we wanted to hit. And I don't know what else you might have, but we certainly appreciate having the opportunity to get on your show, and we'd like to know any more comments that you have or questions that you have. If you get them and we're already gone, you can email me or Ron or both of us, and we'll get it answered.
That's great. Well, I'd like to just pop in quick too, and Joe K0NEB, who went out and visited the club last week and provided some of these photos we saw tonight, wanted to say thank you again to Ron for the tour, and thank you to Joe for sharing all the photos so that we had that to work with tonight. So he's always great for his photos and slideshows, and it's been really wonderful to be able to see the progress. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to see after the fact. We've seen all these before photos, and then we'll see the during photos. So it's going to be very exciting.
He already has plans to come and take pictures all through Hamvention.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to it for sure.
It'll be the man in the hat, right?
That's right. Absolutely. The cat in the hat.
Okay.
Is there anything else? I mean, we covered a lot, but hey, next week we'll have this many more questions. So, let's plan on having you guys on here every month, and we're not that far away. What, 4 months?
Yeah,
that's right.
Tom, we'll be in touch, and you and I had a couple more things I wanted to close out with you, but we'll do that in a phone call. And I appreciate you having Katie on here. It's kind of nice to have some good moderators and interviewers on here too. It's kind of nice to have. Katie's been to several Hamventions, and not only Hamventions but other events as you have. So it's great to have the experience of both of you talking to us.
Thanks. Well, we appreciate you being here tonight. This was great information, and it was nice to be able to get some questions from the chat room and have everybody answer, have you answer everything. And that flea market overview was really exciting to see. And I think, at least from the vendor side of things, we're excited to see what comes up from that soon too as well. So lots of good, exciting things coming up, and we really appreciate it. And just to reiterate, everything you guys are doing, this is all volunteer. And I think a lot of people tend to forget that this is not your paying job. You're doing it just because you love it. And I think you have to love it to do it. So thank you very much.
So just one last question. When do you think you'll be able to open up the website to take orders for spaces?
It's going to be within 2 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
That's what we're trying for.
By the end of January.
Yes.
And then you guys will be real busy for the next couple months, and then we'll be there.
That's right. We're looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Good. And we're going to have a pretty significant talk in that we'll be talking about maybe more when we meet again. We'll be talking a lot more about how do we get there, because talk-in, everybody knew how to get to Hera, so we had talk-in, but it wasn't used as much.
Well,
we think this year it's going to be used quite a bit. And also, people that are making their reservations, they can also contact the Greene County Convention Visitors Bureau. They'll definitely help them out right away. So if somebody's watching this and they've got turned down by a couple of hotels, call the Convention Visitors Bureau. They'll help you.
Yeah. Well, there won't be any problem finding a place. All you do is get behind a car with an antenna on it and follow it.
Right, but
they might be going to Hera though, out of habit.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, thanks very much for being on our show tonight. We'll have you on here again soon. Let's do it regularly until we get to May, and it's going to be exciting, man. You guys probably got new stuff to tell us every week.
We do actually. I mean, we meet with other people sort of like you, but then we end up with still new stuff, and not everybody watches the same program, so it's good to have you.
All right, Ron and Michael 73. Anything else? Were you going to say something, Michael?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to, if Katie could send some information about that. So you're the YL, so we can get that information out to our club members and to people. I was not aware of it. I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't know about it. So
well, we just kind of made it up, and we're just making it happen. It's completely a grassroots effort, and Nisi K1ULN has really been spearheading the effort, and so all of us in YLRL are just trying to promote that, and so it's really purely a grassroots thing that we've just declared it, and so it is.
That's what Hamvention is. It's a grassroots kind of thing. More grassroots this year than last year. So, but anyway, don't be ashamed of that. I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing.
That's
so
right.
We'd love to see that information and maybe how we can all work together to make it even better.
Yeah, we
All
need
right.
to.
Well, I'll have the ladies from the YLRL that are in leadership positions. I'll get in touch with them and ask them to send something on. Thank you.
That'd be great. Hey, thanks everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So, boy, I think we got a lot of information, about what's going to happen up here. Some new information. I don't think anybody has seen the flea market spaces yet, so I think we were the first to put those out there. Oh, you almost need a magnifying glass so to see it. I'll have to blow that up.
Gosh,
I do see.
Going.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make it much bigger with here. I mean, look at that. There are numbers on there. I see the numbers.
I saw it when you blew it up earlier. I could tell that there were numbers there. What they were, I have no idea. But yeah, you can see that there's numbers in the middle.
Yep, they're there. Okay, so.
Goodness.
All right.
Well, that was super.
Yeah.
What a great update.
It really was. Okay. Well, hey, we're running a little late tonight.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
It's almost my bedtime.
Tell you what we're gonna do. Tonight. I'm not gonna run Randy's TX40 opening out of the box. We'll talk about that next week. People did send in pictures of their shack, and I want to at least get them on here because I told them we would show their pictures tonight. So we're going to do pictures of your shack tonight, and let's see if I can remember who has what equipment. And this is going to be tough because I don't know these people. All right, so let's see. The first one tonight is going to be. This was sent to us from Santiago Mejia. HI8SMX from the Dominican Republic, and looks like he's got an IC7300. He's got some ICOM 7000 line. He said, I'm not sure which ones those are, and he's got an ICOM 2820H. I think that's a dual bander, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got a 2820H, maybe. Let's see. This is from Ed Williams, WB5ORT, and he
Ed in New Mexico. That's Old Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that right? Old Rotten Tomatoes. Okay.
Old Rotten Tomatoes.
He says that's an any tone. I'm not familiar with that one.
I'm not sure.
I don't. Maybe that's something else. I don't know. But anyway, and of course he's got his battery there, and he's got a solar panel out there, and he's out working portable. Let's see. There's a picture of his. What's that? Old Rotten Tomatoes. There's a picture of his truck and his antenna. He uses a paint pole to hold his antenna up there. And what he's doing there is providing communications for AERC sanctioned endurance rides for horses. These horses ride, 25 to 50 miles. I think they provide communications and safety for those horses and the riders out there. This one is from Richard Arnold, KB4RMA. Not sure what he's got. He didn't give me a description. I can't make you out. I see an on the air and I see a mouse. But I don't know. Sorry, Richard. I don't know what the radios are there. But you've got them well organized. And here's a shot from Sidney Friedman, ZS6 SID in South Africa. And he's got a nice ham shack set up there. And Sidney also collects military radios. I think these are some radios out of a B-25 and other airplanes. Wow. So that's some of his military collection.
That's pretty neat.
Bob Danny, W8LIC. He's got him an IC718 there, a Kenwood 2-meter, and he's got him a Tokyo high power tuner, a Linko power supply, and an MFJ switch and a tuner. And this is from Gary Hunt, KC9EE. And Gary looks like he's got mostly Elecraft here. Really nice setup. Boy, look at that tabletop. Looks like he got marble or granite tabletop there. I need to do that to my shack. It really looks good. And let's see. Steve Wharton. I probably didn't pronounce that right. NN2NN. I think he's in the chat room tonight. And he says he loves working SO2R. And I wouldn't, I've been a ham for 54 years, and I really didn't know what SO2R was. I looked it up, and that's the Sahara Desert call letters for the Sahara Desert, I think. But I think that single op two radio. Okay, see, Katie, that's why we have Katie on here. Single op 2 radios.
Well, I know what it is, but that's one thing I've never been brave enough to try. I just don't think I can split my brain up enough for that. Yeah. And in the last picture we've got tonight, look at this. There I am. There I am. This is then and now. This is 1964. Back then we didn't have transceivers. There's a receiver and a transmitter and who knows what else, a homemade keyer. And then, of course, down in 2016, you see some ICOM and Kenwood and even Yaesu equipment down there. And I think in a Meritron amp over there behind me. So that's what it's looking like tonight for the show. It's 9:31. We didn't quite have time to run the video that Randy, K7AGE, sent us. We'll run that next week. Talk a little more about the Bitx40 next week and what some of the other people are doing with it. Let's see. It's 9:30. This is about the time we go off on. We turn off the audio to WBCQ. Let me say hello again to Lord Robert up at WBCQ, Monticello, Maine. We're on 5130 kilohertz today on a very famous international shortwave station, WBCQ. And Robert, if you want to cut our audio, go ahead and cut our audio, and that'll be fine. And if you are listening on shortwave, send us an email, tom@w5kub.com. We'd love to hear from you where you are. See you next week, everybody. And we're going to go to Hangout now. It's 9:30. We're going to go to Hangout and see who's in Hangout. I know a couple guys already said they're going to bed, so some of our regulars aren't going to make it there. So, Katie, thanks for being with us tonight. You are welcome, Tom. It was a fun time tonight, and always appreciate joining in. And thanks to everybody who was in the chat room tonight and helping out with lots of questions. And hope everybody has a great week, and hope to get you in the log this weekend during NAQP. All
right, Katie, we will see you maybe next week, okay?
All right, 73, everybody.
All right. All right, so, okay, running a little bit behind tonight on the show. Okay, let me see if I can get Hangout going here, and we'll be right back with you guys in just a minute. Welcome, 2017. Are you in need of a good New Year's resolution? How about improving your listening skills? ICOM has an array of radios to help you stick to your resolution all year long. Base stations, mobile transceivers, handhelds, and more. ICOM has all the equipment to make 2017 the best year yet. Coming soon, the ICR 8600 will bring your listening skills to a new level. Ultra-wide coverage, a real-time spectrum scope, and a large 4.3-inch touch screen display. Now available, the ID51A Plus 2 provides new models for extended D-Star coverage. Available in 5 colors, the ID51A Plus 2 allows you to listen wherever you may go. Features include terminal and access mode, send and receive text messages and pictures, DV fast data mode, and an easy FM repeater setting. And for the contester on the go, try the IC7300. It's a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design. The real fun starts here. It has RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large 4.3 color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios. All right, and we're back, and boy, I don't know what that is right there. That's interesting. Wow. Let me figure this one out. Boy, there's a bunch of me's here. I must have not done something right. See if I can figure this out. If I go there. Wait a minute. Maybe if I do that. Maybe if I do that, that'll work. Okay. All right.
There you go.
All right.
There's Tom.
Tom
Yeah. I guess I didn't press a button. You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
My head is huge.
Yeah. Let's see. I can probably handle that. Let's see. That looks a little better. Let me adjust that. Are you looking better now? You looking closer?
I'm feeling almost a normal aspect.
All right, there we go. I think we're on there. Who we got in here tonight? We've got Bill. Hello, Bill, up there in Massachusetts. I got it, I think.
There you go.
And we got oh boy,
We're not in Maine.
Oh man, I gotta get closer to the. I see William. Who? Jim. Okay, hey Jim, how you doing tonight? Wait a minute, and there's Mike. Mike popped in there.
Hello, fellas.
There he is, man. Well, all right. I guess the show went fair tonight. I don't know what happened.
Little hiccup there with the video, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, kind of toward the end here. I don't know what dropped. Don't know. We'll see how it is on the recording.
It just freeze and then you get the little circle just kind of going around. And
yeah. Yeah, well, we had a pretty good turnout tonight. I guess a lot of people were interested in that. And
yeah, I thought it jumped up to 70. I don't know if Kathy noticed or not, but it was like 75, 78, somewhere around there.
Well, the number she's got here, 820, we had 110, 112. So we peaked in the lower hundreds there tonight. And
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Of course, by tomorrow, hopefully, if it's like the last couple of weeks, we'll have 600, 700, 800 more probably watch the show by this time tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And YouTube has changed it again. Now I can edit off the music in the front again. I knew they were going to come back. I just kept waiting. I knew they were going to do it, man.
They keep changing that, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Did Kathy post a link for our Hangout? I don't know if anybody did that.
I posted it in
Oh, Kathy did too, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my producer, Kathy, she's already left. She gave me the paperwork and she's left. When we get to hang out, she cuts out me and she got other things to do,
What could be more important than our hangout here?
That's right.
That's right. There's nothing more important.
That's right. Well, I see Mike is back. You must have survived your physical the other day. That was Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah, physical Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I passed my physical. Doctor said I'm good for another year.
Well,
too many M&Ms.
I need to see your doctor. Mine makes me come back every 6 months. See, I
got a 6-month recheck, but that was my Medicare. Now, some of us are on Medicare, so that's our annual Medicare one we had to go for.
Okay. All right.
But, like Doc, he's not here tonight, but...
he was in the chat room.
1, 2,
there was no...
All right.
Surprised there was no cup to have to go into it and no rubber glove.
QV.
All right, we've got.
Good evening. Let's see what we've got.
We got Mark in there. Mark's in there.
Very informative slides tonight.
Well, good. Glad you.
What we're going to have down there.
Well, good. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you tuned in. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure, boy. I mean, they're gonna do their best to make it a 5-star event, and it's going to be different. That's the word. That's the only word I can use, different. But it'll be good, It'll be good.
Let's see if I can take it again. KCFQV. Yeah, we watched the show earlier. Oh, I see I'm up on the TV behind me. I got them both going.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, and those, some people are going to say, that's not my cup of tea going out to the fairgrounds. But for many of us, that will be. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like they say, make it a 5-star event. And hey, the ones that show up will only be able to say what it's going to look like following year.
Yeah, I'll
And
be
as far as
interested in
price
seeing the
goes,
pricing.
That's fine too.
I'll definitely be interested in seeing the pricing.
Yeah, that'd be that will be something. See, I don't know what it's going to be. I think you're going to go up a little bit, but hey, if they throw in free parking, that's going to make up the difference, you know.
I thought it was going to be 22 because they weren't going to have bus services.
No, we're talking about the inside vendor spaces.
Oh, the inside. Okay, the actual setup for the foot.
Yeah, the booths.
The other side of the table.
Yes, sir. So
Let
yeah.
me play with something here.
Business
Let's
side of the
see.
table.
Yeah, let's see here. Because we're looking at last year's numbers. This year they only have 319 booth spaces indoors available.
Yeah, and that's what Mark Pupo, Mark P on the chat room, a friend of mine from up there, he counted them 300 and something now and 500 and something at the other
last year.
But like they say, they're going to put tents. They're going to put tents out there, and
Building last year.
There was what? What did Mark say?
They weren't totally filled. There was some.
That's correct.
Yeah. Particularly when you got to the East Hall.
Right. Yeah, that was only 252 unique vendors were in all of those spaces. So you had like ICOM, Yaesu, MFJ buying the 10 and 5, 10, 15 booths and stuff like that, so they can have their big setups and stuff like that. My concern was for this year, since there's a limited amount of space, is whether they're going to limit how big they allow the big vendors to get. Thus pushing some of the smaller guys, like the smaller podcasting groups and stuff like that, the clubs that want to join, pushing them outside into a tent.
Well, there was another place that was a little light sometimes. It was in the Silver Arena, right along where you guys were at.
The Silver Arena. I was in the Golden. I forget where I was. The Golden. The Yellow Room. What was it called? That wasn't a Silver, was it? Nah.
No, I don't think so.
Yes. Man,
the Silver Arena, I thought, was over where they had the handicap buggies.
Yeah.
It was all the way down.
Man,
as far as you
How was that?
I don't know.
Yellow curtains were. I thought that was Silver Arena. With wood floor.
I don't know. I'm playing with something here. Let's see, desktop presenter. 10.
Anyway, so I hope they get their pricing out and available here in the next 2 weeks, like they say, so we can get an idea of what's going on. I know we're all booked to be there, and got everything but the booth.
Okay, I'm trying to do something here. Hadn't done before. I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Oh, am I here?
You're there. You're here.
Oh, what's that?
So what is that? That's a chat room. Let's see.
Oh, I'm on the wrong camera.
Oh, hi, Ron.
Let me turn that off.
Oh,
There
hello. Oh, let's get this.
I was
I
wondering.
hope I haven't made you all
Who's
dizzy.
that? That's Ron. Ron having all kinds of trouble.
No, I was just looking. I see a radio.
There we are.
So what's going on?
Yeah. No, the camera usually sits on top of my. I usually have an external camera sitting on top of my monitor. And now it's out of focus. Okay. Yeah, external camera sitting on top of my monitor because they go down, and it was sitting upside down, pointing at the radio.
Yep.
Pretty cool view.
Hey, that was excellent thing it did. When it wanted to show your radio.
All right. Mark
Show
says.
the camera.
Mark
Well,
says.
I could show you the radio. It's just sitting here on one corner of the desk. It's a 30-year-old 30-something-year-old ICOM 735.
Yeah,
with a
735.
great big old spinner knob from a 751 on it instead of the little crummy piece of plastic that they give you with the 735.
All right.
I like that because all the things were in the front.
And then I've also got a one of these external DSPs here, and a 40-something-year-old Brown Brothers.
What is that? A key?
That
I've got a Vibroplex. I got a Vibroplex Chrome here key.
Got one that looks like that.
But it was bought in 1964. It's 53 years old now.
This one was bought in 1974.
Uh-huh.
Looks much cleaner than mine does, that's for sure.
And that's the Hamkey knockoff of the Brown Brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
And this little keyer I built from a kit. In fact, it was one of the kits that Joe had demonstrated, I think, on the show one time.
Yeah.
It replaced an old homebrew keyer that's kind of sitting down here on the giant shelf of junk that had played for 40-something years but was getting RF prone and was just getting flaky and RF prone, and everything I tried to do to make it better made it worse.
So there's my
That was the end of that.
There's my Vibroplex right there.
There you go.
Yeah. And there's my red phone that Mark P sent me.
The Bakelite phone.
Yeah.
And then how's the audio tonight? I'm trying something different. I'm using the Bluetooth headset, just the same one I use with my cell phone.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Instead of the microphone that's built in cam that picks up all kinds of room noise.
It looks like we got new people here. Tom and Jim. He's playing around over there with his key.
Let's see. So who?
I like this key. This key works the best right here. This is,
Hey, you know what? I was playing with one of those just this week. That same radio right there. A friend of mine brought it over. We're gonna do a little show on that radio, or maybe a little segment.
Nice.
It's kind of it's a
good
cool little
numbers.
radio, man. And hey, I was surprised. It's got
It's
an auto antenna tuner in it, man. You hit the little button and you hear the relays clicking in there.
Yeah, it's got the auto antenna tuner,
Man.
40, 30, 80, 20.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those K3 types.
That's a KX1, so it's the real basic
Yeah.
unit. But, yeah, it works. Got a display on it and everything else.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, we were in a silver ballroom. SB 302 and 301 was our number. That's the silver arena. That's the yellow room. I don't know why they didn't name it the gold room or the yellow room, but it was the silver room. We really liked that spot. I don't know what we're going to do now.
They haven't
we
told
always
you where
had
you're
our
going
eyeball
yet, Tom?
I haven't really asked for anything specific. I was talking to Michael, and I said, Michael, just take care of us and, this is going to be the eyes of Hamvention, and this is what people are going to say, and you guys just try to find a good spot for us, and you know, hopefully they'll find a spot that's going to get, you know, a good view of people.
Well, we always had our oddball spot, or at least the last 6 years or so. We had that oddball spot in the eating area where all the people sitting there.
Uh-oh. He kind of...
Pictures because that this caved in on our old booth.
Yeah, Ron, you kind of froze
Kinda
up
died
there.
on us.
But yeah, we heard you say you were in the eating area there. Well, hey, that's a good place to be, man. You don't have to go far for the food.
Yeah, well, that's where we had been for years, and the way we ended up there was when the ceiling collapsed on our old space.
Yeah. The ceiling fell in on you. Yeah.
What year was that?
Was that water? Did water come in on you?
Well, that was 2011. It was the year of the poop flood. And passed my son on the way in, walking in with a full one. And I'm out there and just loading stuff onto the cart. And it was drizzling a little bit, and it had been drizzling off and on all day. And while I'm out there at the truck loading up the cart, my cell phone rang. And it was my son, and he said, "Dad, you better get in here." So I just threw everything back in the truck and came running inside, and I found him standing in a puddle brushing the style out of his hair.
Well,
So,
so one year somebody had a tent up inside. Did y'all put something up like that, or was that somewhere else?
no, that wasn't us. I think that was Delicraft that had to go out and to put over their whole booth. We'll get one of those top only tents to put up over their booth because the water was dripping down from the roof.
Well,
that was that same year.
That would work good.
But that wasn't us. Ours was a mess of wet ceiling tile and insulation.
See, I would have liked. That would have been good.
They ended up having to move us.
I would have been satisfied with a spot like that. I mean, you know, for 32 years we were outside, and you know, 80-mile-an-hour winds and floods, and I mean, you know. Yeah,
remember them days there, Tom?
Yeah, it'd been nice. It would have been nice to have an inside spot that the roof was leaking and just put a little tent top up. That'd been really cool, man.
Oh, it wasn't a bad spot. We were the eating area. You had all the food kiosks, and then you had all the tables, and then you had us right by that ramp that went down and around the corner toward the audio alley.
Yeah. I just dropped our audio to the radio station. I'm thinking Robert probably already did it.
Well, I'm gonna get going, Tom. I got a plane to catch in the morning, so we'll save 73.
All right, man. Have a good trip. Where are you going? Detroit?
Chicago, Windy City.
Yeah, Chicago, Detroit. They got same.
Here, coming up this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for a couple of days. Go into the office and get our whippings, and then go back home.
What part of town are you going to be in?
Downtown, like Clark in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Wow. By the loop.
Yeah. So, yep, I'll be in town.
All right. Well, good night.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Yeah, have a good night, though.
Good night, Bill. Take care.
All right. Let's see. We got.
Oh yeah, he's going to be right.
You know,
down there.
Jim's in here. Jim hadn't said a thing tonight. He's just been really quiet, man. Look at him. Look at Jim. I think he's sleeping with his eyes open. Look, he turned a little bit. You said something, didn't hear him.
Jim, are you saying something? We don't hear you.
We don't hear him.
It looks like he's saying something.
His mic is turned off. I bet it fixes it. Nope.
No, Jim's got his on, but I don't hear him.
Yeah.
No. I've been muting mine, I don't know, because I keep coughing, so I don't want to keep coughing on everybody.
Yeah. Jim's playing with us. He's acting like he's talking, but he does that sometimes. He just plays with us.
Well, I got Hamfest the next 4 weekends in a row.
That's cool. Where are you going to be?
Well, this weekend we have Wheaton, Illinois. It's actually it's the Wheaton Community Radio Amateurs, though the fest itself isn't in Wheaton. It's a few miles down the road. Fairgrounds. The then the next weekend after that, and it's a little fest. It's a little bit. It's local. The next one after that is Collinsville, Illinois, which is really the big ham fest of the year for the St. Louis area.
Yeah.
And the next weekend after that, we're going to be at Frost Fest in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, I used to
And then
enjoy
we've got the
going
rest
that
of the week. What's that?
I said I used to go to the one in Frostfest, but I thought it was when I was in the D.C. area, it was located in, where was it, Vienna, Virginia, or something like that, and they moved it from there south to some big thing in Richmond.
Right.
I'm talking the early '80s.
Okay. And then from Richmond, we got all week to work our way down the coast and get to Florida for vendor setup day on Thursday, and then of course Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just like Dayton, is Hamcation.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to come down to Memphis Hamfest one. I think it's in April or something like that. Starts like at starts like at 9 o'clock and it goes to like 1 p.m.
I can figure out when that is.
9 to 1, You'd have to sell a lot of stuff, man, in those 4 hours. All right, Jim,